What's good, everybody? I want to just appreciate y'all for tuning in on today's vid. Hope y'all having a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. I know that 2025 went by pretty quick, but it's time for you to lock in. It's time to lock in. And in today's video, I just really want to highlight why success just takes sacrifice. And I had this epiphany today. I was like, all the work I put in all these years to be in the position that I am today required a lot of sacrifice, and that included friends, family. I had to turn down a lot of partying and doing whatever it was that was a distraction at the time. And I say this to say is that when you are on a different path than other people and you have exceptional habits, you have an exceptional mindset, and you're doing things outside of the norm, it's going to be hard for you to communicate with other people. People are not going to understand why you do what you do, why you're doing it. People aren't going to understand your ideologies, the way you think, your philosophy. And it can be hard for you to communicate with other people and build relationships with other people and have meaningful friendships. And there's going to be a point in time where you're in a degree of solitude. You're gonna incur these times where you're by yourself. You have no one else to talk to. You're literally just talking with yourself. You have conversation with yourself every day. You're just doing it over and over and over and over and over again. And I say this to say is that being able to understand that your path is untraditional, and that there are going to be points in time where you're going to be alone, you're going to be by yourself, but just keep going. Don't let that stop you. Don't let just because you can't talk to your normal friends that you typically see on a regular basis or that you see frequently, you're going to the bars with them, you're playing video games with them, you're hanging out with them all the time, and you can't have these conversations with them because you're starting to elevate yourself. Don't be mad at yourself that you can't talk to them. It's fine. Why would you want to be stagnant doing the same things that they're doing if you don't want the same results that they have in their life? If you want more, you have to do more. And with doing more, you have to have better habits, better mindset, and better people around you, and putting yourself in better environments. This shit is not going to be easy. It's going to be challenging, but once you start to kind of enjoy the journey and you see the rewards that you're starting to produce based on the work you put in day after day after day, you're going to be like, damn, I'm glad I put in that work. I'm glad I did that shit. I'm glad I worked those long hours. I'm glad I was able to separate myself from my friends that really weren't adding any conducive value to my life. And I'm telling you, there's going to be a point in time where once you start elevating, you'll find like-minded people, and it's going to be so much better. You'll be like, damn, I just realized there's actually someone out here in this world that actually thinks like me for once. And once you find that, bro, make sure you keep those people around you, bro. Those are going to be the people that are making you grow, strive, and continue to pursue for more. Those are going to be the same people. You keep that circle tight. You keep those people. You keep watering that relationship. You keep nourishing that relationship, and you just make sure that you're helping each other out. You're providing value to one another. You're pushing each other to do more, have more, and be more. Because I remember when I was around 18, 19, and I knew I wanted to do real estate, there was a point in time where I was in my dorm a lot of the time. I didn't go out. And the friends that I did have that I all went to high school with, they really were on the same career path that I was on. So it was hard for me to have conversations with them. The conversations that we did have were really unmeaningful. Talking about females, talking about bullshit, talking about fucking sports, talking about fantasy fucking football. Like, that shit doesn't put any money in my pocket, and it doesn't make me better. If anything, it makes somebody else more rich. And once I understood that, like, why am I wasting my time dealing with shit like this? It was just like, I have to eliminate it. And that's when I had that period of isolation where I didn't have any friends that were doing the same things that I was doing. And like I mentioned before, just staying it, and long behold, I was able to meet someone else that was doing real estate when I was in college, and we're still close friends to this day. We damn near talk every other day, if not every day, and we're just checking in, making sure we hold each other accountable, pushing each other. We're gonna close on our first deal in 2026. So a lot of this shit is starting to come across a point where it's like all the work that I put in 2, 3, 4, 5 years ago, I'm starting to reap the rewards of, you know? So if you really just stay in the game long enough and you really just put your head down and really just do the work and do the work that you know you're supposed to do, that's all that really matters. You know, just continue to strive, continuing to grow, continuing to push yourself, continuing to elevate, continuing to put yourself in uncomfortable situations, continuing to be able to find people that are doing better than you and be able to provide some sort of value with them, or be able to take them to coffee chats and pick their brain. Like, a lot of this stuff is just things that you can do on a daily basis, and just try it. Even if you do fail, just learn from it. Just learn from it. Why not even try to do something when the thing that you're fearful of is on the other side of you not even trying? And what if you try and you actually do succeed? Imagine how thankful you'd be for you putting yourself in that uncomfortable situation that at that time was very uncomfortable for you, and now you're reaping the reward of you taking that action a year ago, 6 months ago, 2 months ago. Your life has drastically changed, and it can happen just like this. But it all starts with the choice. It all starts with you. It all starts with you. If people say you're crazy, you're delusional, fuck them. Fuck them. Because at the end of the day, you're going to die in a coffin by yourself. You came to this earth by yourself, coming out the womb, and you're going to die on this earth by yourself. So who really gives a fuck? Who really gives a fuck? Nobody cares about that bullshit. I'm telling you, nobody cares. Who cares if you fuck up? Who cares if you embarrass yourself in front of fucking public? Who cares, bro? Because at the end of the day, these people are so caught up in their own lives that they think about it in that moment, and fucking 30 minutes to an hour later, they didn't forgot about what the fuck even happened. There were so many embarrassing moments that I had where I said some bullshit that didn't even make sense, or I made a fool of myself. Like, I just didn't care because I had the ideal version of me in my head at all times, and I knew that it wasn't in alignment with the highest version of myself, but I was taking a step towards it. If you're not putting yourself in uncomfortable situations and pushing yourself, you're never going to become the person that you always wanted to be. You're going to live a life of misery and comfort. And comfort is where disaster breeds. When you're comfortable, you eat shit food, you have low standards, you view yourself in a low light. Now imagine if you change that. You have powerful thoughts, you have powerful habits, you have powerful people around you. How your life will drastically change. And it all just starts with you, bro. I'm not saying you got a cold turkey to what you're doing right now, but just make small changes. Maybe you don't work out right now and you're fat as shit. Maybe you start going to the gym 2 days a week, just doing something. Just get in the routine of going to the gym. That's all it takes. Once you start building that habit and you start seeing a little bit of progress, you're going to want to multiply that progress. You're going to want to go to 3 days a week, 4 days a week, maybe even 5 days a week. So it really just starts with you, bro. Once you start building that consistency habit, those characteristics and attributes correlate in different aspects of business. When you're pushing yourself in the gym, you're going to push yourself in business. When you push yourself in business, you're going to push yourself in those relationships. When you push yourself in those relationships, it's going to push you to make more money. And all this is just a trickle effect. All of it is just a trickle effect. I'm telling you, bro. You're going to be put in solitude, but not for long. Just lock in. Stay in solitude for a little bit. Get rid of all those distractions. Get rid of the people that are negative, despising you. Get rid of them. It's okay. Just let them go. It's time for you to open a new chapter of your life story going into 2026. And that's it for today's video. Make sure y'all like, comment, and follow for more. And I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.